How about now? Can you hear me now? Does that work? I'm glad you said that because I was trying to integrate the microphone and I don't think it worked. So let me know if you can hear me now. There I am. Okay, good. Let me put this back in the holder. And hopefully the screen won't go dark on me. That would stink. Okay. All right, sound just came on. Perfect. Okay. We will ditch this mic and hopefully that will be the troubleshoot for the next round if we do this again. But I do think the lighting is a little better over here. What do you guys think? It's definitely a little... Okay. Yeah, I think the lighting is better over on this end of town. And the other bonus is I have all my stuff over here if I forgot to bring a pen or something like that. So let me start over. Good morning, everyone. We have sound. We're going to work on finishing the paint pour rocks that were in yesterday's video. If you haven't watched that yet, you'll be able to go back and watch it. I used a new toy to do them. It was this squeezy bottle. I saw it at Michael's, thought it would be really fun for paint pours. It actually ended up being kind of like meh to me. I feel like the old cup method I like better. And the other thing about this is I couldn't get this fully clean. You can see there's paint in there, and I had gone in with like a bottle brush and scrubbed, but I think it's like in here somewhere where you can't get to. So that's probably not the end of the world. It's just annoying to look at because it looks like it's not clean. But someone made a really good comment this morning that I think this is actually meant for like a single color. So if you put, like, say you paint poured one color and then you put a single color in here and you just drug it across, and you could get stripes, or you could get some, oops, oh goodness, there's water in it. You could get some wiggly lines. And so I think she's probably right. That was the intention with it. Because the examples on the box were, they were like on a canvas. So it wasn't meant for rocks. It's just where my brain went when I saw it. So I think I might try that. It might be kind of cool on rocks. I think it definitely will also work better on like flat rocks, like Santorini's or the homemade stones that are, a lot more flat, more like a normal canvas. So in any case, let's finish doing something with these rocks. Do you guys have any burning words or phrases you want to put on any of these that you can think of? I told you to bring your favorite fall quotes. I've got quite a few of them over here, but I think I'm going to put cozy. It's cozy season on this one. So I've got a Posca PC1 MR that's about to die, possibly. So we'll see how it holds up. The other thing that's funny about the paint when you, sorry, I can't write and talk. When you do the Floetrol in for oh my gosh, to thin the paint out, the Floetrol, it kind of gives it, almost like a bit of a shine. So the Posca PC1 MR, you really have to like let it catch because it's more slippery, I guess, than a matte paint is what I've noticed. So I'm going to write cozy, and I'm going to thicken up my downstrokes. So this is kind of a faux calligraphy trick you've seen me use a lot if you've been around. If you're new, here's a trick nice and slowed down. I know writing seems to be a common pain point that people will talk about in the comments on videos. So my best advice is practice, practice, practice. I had someone comment on one of the videos in the last couple of days saying that writing is her biggest challenge. And of course, out of my mouth, I'm like, practice, practice, practice. But I also get that, like, if something doesn't come natural, sometimes tons of practice isn't going to cut it. It doesn't, and then you just end up frustrated. So the other thing that I recommended to her was to learn how to use the carbon paper and print or cut things out of a magazine or whatever. Find words and writing that you like, and then use the carbon paper and trace it on there and then trace over it. Don't torture yourself if the writing part is just not your jam. Don't make yourself frustrated. This shouldn't be a frustrating hobby, is the point. You want to be enjoying it. So everywhere, when I wrote this word that my pen was going in a downward motion, that's where I am going to thicken it up. I also did not leave much room to write season underneath, which is one of my classic, I have spacing issues. You have stacks of carbon paper, Tammy. That's awesome. It is handy. And they also make one that's white. I discovered that a few years ago that, so like if you were working on stuff that had a black background or a dark background where the black carbon paper wouldn't show up very well, the white is pretty cool. So I have some of that. I haven't used it in a while, but it's a handy trick to have if you like doing a lot of dark colored backgrounds. So that's my advice on the writing is practice. If you feel like it's something you can get good at, there are lots and lots of books, like workbooks on Amazon. There's lots of tutorials on YouTube where you can work on your writing. So that was my first recommendation. But if that's becoming too stressful, don't torture yourself. Rock painting should be relaxing and fun, and maybe you don't do writing rocks. If it's not your jam, maybe you do cutesy cartoons or mandalas or too much like school. Yeah, see? Nobody wants to feel like they're in school once you finish that part. Well, maybe. I mean, some people like to learn that way, but you never know. So I'm going to see if I can fit. This is also not, this looks like a hangnail that I picked. That's paint. That's when I was putting this back paint on. Got some right there. So I just realized it looks like I'm bleeding and I'm not. So just so you know, I'm fine. So I'm going to write season. I just fit it in there. Perfect. And we'll do its. So see, one of my forever challenges I feel is spacing. I often, you guys have seen me do this. When I start writing, I start too far off to the right and then I'm like running off the side of the rock. And in this one, I feel like I started too far down. So there's like all this space up here. And I can also see where I need to fill in. There's some kind of lighter spots that, excuse me, need to get filled in here. So maybe something we could do. Okay, this is where I wonder if like you just need to leave well enough alone sometimes. I'm gonna make like a little border of like little leaves. And we'll go down each side just to kind of fill in the space when it just feels, it feels unbalanced to me. So I am attempting to rebalance. It's like rebalancing your tires. So how is everyone liking the season change? Are you starting to feel it in your weather? We are starting to cool down slightly. Maybe not completely yet, but it's getting there. It's definitely noticeable. In the mornings is when I notice it the most. It's starting to get that nice crisp feeling. Great, as I'm already almost done with it. Mary Jane, thanks. A good rule of thumb with art is when in doubt, don't do it. Well, we went for it, and we'll see how this turns out. But just trying to give it a little balance. And maybe we'll do a couple little sprigs here just to give it something. Okay, so there's one. This is what happens when you get me just going for it. I don't know. All right, next rock up. Let's do this guy. Do we have anything from the audience? Anything you want to see? Any quotes or words, or we could do a hello fall. Oh, poor Tammy. It's always cold in Scotland, so who knows? goodness. I just picture it being very like cold and also like that humid cold, like it is by the ocean in some places here in the States where it's just cold in your bones is what I'm picturing, but I don't know if that's correct. You'll have to correct me. We could also just do some fun, normal, encouraging phrases. Let's do, oh, windy and rainy. I could deal with that for some of the time, but if it was a lot of the time, that might wear me out a little bit. So I'm going to do a you are enough on this one because September is also suicide prevention month. So I want to also make sure that I'm getting plenty of messages out there. Oops, it's a little bump there. That are encouraging good mental health, all of those things. So before we do the, oh goodness, I just stuck my finger in that down there. It wasn't dry yet. I should have waited. So yo enough. How about that? Yo enough. You. Let's see. Are we in all caps here? We are. You are enough. Okay. And then we can go through and yes, good question, Tammy. You asked if there's a specific color for that or a design. So there's a couple of things that go along or with suicide awareness. Is it suicide? I think it's suicide prevention, or it might be awareness. I am Sunday morning brain. It's not working. But so the colors are purple and teal, which is a really pretty combination. And I think I have a playlist of all the designs that I've made in the past. So I'll see if I can put that on the front of my channel so that it's easily accessible. But there is a playlist of different designs I've done in the past. So purple and teal are the colors, and then a symbol that's kind of gotten associated with it over the years is a semicolon. And the thought behind the semicolon is that it's so it's, if you think about how you use it grammatically when you're writing, it's a pause, but it's not a there's a really cool quote, and now I'm totally drawing a blank on it because I did a rock that had the quote on it. And it's really going to drive me nuts that I can't think of it. So the idea is that it's a pause, it's not a period. Like it's not the end. It's not the end of your story. So the semicolon has become kind of widely known. A lot of people have semicolon tattoos, and there's t-shirts. And so several of the designs that are in my playlist kind of play off of that and use the semicolon in place of the letter I, or any other letter that it'll fit for in a word. So on word rocks. So that's kind of cool. Oh, happy fall, y'all. That's a good one. We can do that on one of these coming up. I feel like this is so much slower in real time than what you guys usually see in the videos, because I kind of speed it up and edit, I guess, so that you're not sitting there forever. But this is one of my favorite kindness rock sayings, is the you are enough. Because everybody needs to hear that every once in a while. I think we're always we live in a society that's constantly like has us kind of in hustle mode where you're trying to be this, trying to do that, and sometimes you just need to know you're good the way you are. You don't need more. So that one's nice and simple, and I think that's it. So somebody finds this and they find a pretty rock that says you are enough. If you want to get fancy and detailed, you can come through with some glitter paint on the writing. it's hard to do on the stuff that's small like you are, but the enough, you can usually get some in, especially when the letters have been thickened like this. So there's another one. All right. And we want to do this one with a happy fall, y'all. This one's actually bumpier. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's quite a bit of fun little divots in there. So let's do happy in cursive or script or whatever it is. I'm glad it makes you feel better, Tammy, that I don't do them super quick. I don't. Like, I definitely take my time with them. And I feel like I'm being extra careful right now because there's a little bug crawling across my thing. Sorry, I keep trying to get it before it'll come in the screen. I'm being extra careful right now because I feel like I'm always extra airheaded when I'm on live because I'm like, I don't know if it's nerves or what. But we'll do fall. Another thing you can do with writing is you can play around with see, if I was like in the industry, I would know all the terms, but like these cross things, you can play around with their heights. You can make them really high, you can make them really low, and then you just make it even across. Any letter that has like F and E and A, anything that has, or like a G that has that horizontal line, you can play around with the height. Now I left like no room for y'all. So we're gonna do this. Because it's apostrophe here. We'll do it like, and I often do my L's and my P's. You saw me do it here where I kind of will line them out both if I'm going to have two next to them so that they kind of have the same shape, same, you know, to try and get them as close as possible. So now let's start thickening. And this rock is definitely a little bumpier. So I'm being careful to make sure my lines look as smooth as possible on the downstrokes. Have you guys started on any Halloween designs yet? I've done that one, the coffin rock for my nail gal. I did that one. And I have some cool paints that I want. So remember the pink color shift that I got? This one. Whoops. I got this one and I did the pink pony and some other stuff. I went ahead and got the green and the orange because I thought those would be fun for Halloween. And then I also got this one. Let's see. It's a glow-in-the-dark orange. In my experience, only the normal like yellowy looking glow-in-the-dark paint has been useful, but Deco Art has been doing really well. So I wanted to try it. So there'll be some coming with that. Usually it's just that main glow. But then I saw this and I was like, are you kidding me? It's glow-in-the-dark glitterific paint, which should be interesting. It might have I might have gotten marketed, but I have resigned myself to me getting marketed is me taking one for the team and purchasing something and trying it so you guys don't have to waste money if it's a bust. So that's how I convince myself. So taking one for the team, I'll be trying all of those. Oh, you did a cartoon scream one, some witches and brooms and houses, and some graveyards. Oh yeah, I like doing the silhouettes of the. You need to do another one of those, like the haunted house silhouette, and then having the really dark backgrounds. That's super fun. Let's get around this curve. Since this is a little bit of a downstroke, we'll give that a little bit of a thicker something or other. And let's see. Yeah, the haunted houses are fun because then you can leave the windows like see-through. You just draw those window pane lines, and then you can have stuff in the windows on the haunted houses. They're fun. I haven't done one of those in a while, so maybe that'll be an upcoming design. I feel like Michael's has such cute stuff in there right now, like for inspiration, like lots of pink and silver, like almost like disco looking Halloween stuff, and black, pink and black, and like disco silver. I got this little garland of ghosts that are bright pink, light pink, and I think silver to put in my new. I have a cubicle now, and I do a lot of Zoom meetings, so I wanted something behind me, and I could envision that being something that changes with the seasons. So I got that cool one. Right now I've got some little pumpkins because I figured the pumpkins could serve both in September and probably November. Although I am one of those people that in November I'm going to want to go jumping right to Christmas decor pretty quick because I enjoy all the lights and it's just fun. So we'll see. They probably won't be up much in November, but I figured the pumpkin ones have a dual use for the decor. And I haven't brought my bucket of rocks, or not, it's not bucket, it's just a little kind of metal container yet to put in the cubicle. But I think maybe after today, if I can get these sealed, and I've got some others, maybe I'll bring these in tomorrow. You're not ready for the holiday decorations yet? I know I feel like you're definitely, people have very strong opinions about yay or nay on the early holiday decor. And people get really upset. I think a lot of it is getting upset at just the stores, because you think of it as the stores trying to like, oops, I just dropped my pen cap. I think the stores are trying to like make a buck, right? The sooner they get it out, the sooner they can sell to us. So there's that. Let's grab some more rocks. Oh, here's the one I did in the video. That one's already done. Here's a really, really bumpy one. What can we do with a bumpy one? Let's see. Not ready for the holiday presents yet. They already have they have Christmas going there. Oh my gosh. I'm a little worried that Christmas is there's gonna be some impacts. I think people being able to afford things this year is gonna be a little tough, but we'll see how things go. All right, any other quotes or things you can think of? I'm so proud of myself when I did this one that I didn't mess up, because if you've been around the channel a while, I always forget to do the E, and it looks like just breath. But I remembered the E in the main video, so that was good. What else? I also don't mind repeating some of these phrases because I think they are useful. And this one, something with autumn. I wish I had another device here that I could search on. I'm afraid to do anything on my phone because it might kill the live stream somehow. So I'm still kind of new. Think. Ooh. I'm totally drawing a blank. This is nuts. It makes me realize how much I rely on other things. Like I look in Pinterest, or there you go, check ChatGPT. We will wait. Give us a good autumn quote. Also, I will tell you, this one was in the video. I did not like how this one came out at all. I might paint over it. So I'm telling you that because I'm human too, and I know we all struggle with it, and I always tell you to embrace the imperfection. But I don't like this rock. I think the leaf came out weird. The only thing I like is the writing. And I don't think this one had great, oops, I was having trouble focusing. I don't think it had it was mostly gold and there wasn't a whole lot of swirling, so I won't feel horrible about painting over it, but I didn't love this one, so I'm sharing that with you, that it happens to me too, and I do paint over things if I don't, sometimes it looks one way in your head and then it just doesn't come to fruition that way. I also have this other bigger one that could probably handle a larger. Ooh, autumn skies and pumpkin pies. Adorable. I think that's a good one for this one. Autumn skies and pumpkin pies. I love it. Or maybe even, that one's really bumpy. Let's see. Now do we do... Oh yeah, thankful is also good. Thankful is good anytime. It just fits well in the Thanksgiving season. I can't talk. Autumn skies and pumpkin pies. Let's see if I can... Oh, my pen got dry. Okay. We'll go small here, maybe. And maybe I won't come back and thicken this one because it's so... Oh, I'm about to forget a letter. Autumn skies. I like mixing script and print too. And let's see. Try to figure out if I want to do pumpkin pies all one line or keep it. I think we'll do it all stacked so it stays with the theme. I have never questioned my ability to spell so much as I am right now. I think it's because I'm like, I feel like I'm on stage here. So like things that would normally not cause me any pause are causing me pause. Okay. So maybe we can, I feel like it's missing. I'm afraid to draw tiny pumpkins because I feel like they're going to look funny. But no, ChatGPT is not cheating. I think it's a tool. I really hope that bad people don't ruin it for us by doing bad things with it, which I think is already happening, like to scam people and stuff like that. I think it's a very cool tool. My only hang up right now with ChatGPT, and I'll be honest, I pay for it to use. It helps with some of the, like coming up with good titles for the videos so that they get searched good, or like they pick up the search terms well on YouTube so that more people can see them. I use it a lot for that to help with, but my biggest hang up with it is the environmental damage that I think they're doing. And I don't know how to reconcile that. So I use it sparingly. And I know some people, like, you can talk to it. I think like on the app on your phone, you can actually like set it up to be like a speech to text type of thing where you talk to it, it talks back to you, and that's a little creepy. But I mean, I guess if you're driving or something and you wanted to bounce something off of it. So I am torn about it because I think it's very cool. Yeah, I'm not either. I don't talk to it. But I do use it, and I've used it in the work environment to help like polish an email or polish the tone in an email if I feel like it's coming off some sort of way too harsh or too some sort of way. It's very helpful in that way. I'm going to do thankful on this one because it is super bumpy, so I want to do something simple and easy on this one. Hi, Fran. Nice to see you. All the way from Canada. That's awesome. Yeah, ChatGPT is interesting. I also wonder too, though, the other thing that scares me is if it if they don't kind of, I think the technology is moving faster than the policies around it. So it's going to be hard to make sure we're creating policies that, you know, we aren't creating a monster, because I could see the potential for that, because they're large language models that like train off of what's being put into it, and it's combing the internet for stuff. So I could see it going haywire. And I don't know how that is prevented or reined in or what. See, I'm going off the side of the rock again. It happens. So yeah, AI is interesting. I know it is. I'm sorry. It's because it can't focus. Let me see if I can make it. Let me try something. If I can get my hand around here. I don't know if it will let me. Oh, it might. So let's. Trying to make it focus on one spot, and I don't think it's going to do it. That is one downside to using the phone, because I think this is probably typically used by people that get on and are talking to. Oh yeah, it's really going way in and out. Let me see if I move it up a little bit. Maybe if I move it up, it won't be trying so hard. Hi, super unpredictable. Yeah, it's just trying really hard to find a thing to focus on. So I'm sorry about that. Maybe if it's up higher here, it'll do a little better. And you're just going to see a tip of my messy little area up here. So you could see how Frankenstein my life is, right? I use these Chucks pads. This one is actually, I think, a puppy pad for when you're potty training puppies. And I literally just get it up on the counter and it's taped down so that it stays in place and is flat. So that's the little orange tapey things you're seeing up there. Oh, thank you. Super unpredictable. You love the channel. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. So hopefully, let me know if this helps, that it's further up. That'll be a good note for the next time we try it this way. I have thought it would be fun one of the days that I go to the park to Hydrox, like on a lunch hour, to go live that way. And I think the only thing that has stopped me, it's not moving. Oh, good. Okay, good. Oh, recipes from ChatGPT. I'm doing that for dinner tonight. I'm not the good cook in this house. My husband is, and he works on the weekends, so dinners fall on me, and like I feel like we end up getting Chinese food more often than we should. I'm going to try that, because maybe ChatGPT can make them easier for me. That would make my life so much better. Okay, so higher up seems to be working better with the, oh, it does it a little bit, it looks like, but not as bad. Okay, so that's good. All right. So we have a bigger one here. If we have a bigger quote to do, yes, the puppy pads, you can get even bigger ones. I had bigger ones that I folded in half, and I would use one side and then the other, that were even thicker because they were meant for humans, like from a hospital bed. But they're really good. And I use them for a really long time. Like I just changed this one this morning, and the one that had been on there for probably a couple months. So it's, I try and be conscious of waste. So we've got one that's kind of got the gold. We've got 3 to finish here. I've got a couple others, but I think I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Like this one was the one I stuck my finger in, and it's got a funky spot there that I need to figure out how I want to cover that and what I want to do with it. So I'm not going to rack our brains here unless you guys have a wonderful idea. But let's figure out what to do with these 3. Oh, super unpredictable. So you might have missed the video that came out yesterday. These actually were a paint pour that I tried with this new toy that's not really necessary. You can paint pour from a cup a lot easier. But what it is you mix different colors together, and then you thin them out a little bit so that they flow easier, and then you pour them onto the rocks. So you get this really cool effect. So yeah, this is not the natural rock, and I didn't exactly paint them that way. It's a paint pour, so you can go back when we get off if you want, or whenever you have time, and you can watch that video. There's also some other paint pour videos that show it with the cup. Um, you see my fingerprint. Um, so yeah, that's what this is it's a paint pour. And I there were a couple other things that I think went not wrong, but not as well as I had planned with this. I think I thinned the paint out a little bit too much, possibly. But then when I was doing this and then putting it back up and doing this and putting it back up, the paint started mixing together. So that's why on a lot of these you don't see as much. Like this one had good kind of, the dimension between the colors, and it started to mix. And by the end of it, let me show you this rock. This was the end of the bottle. This is what I poured it on, and you could barely see anything. It had like mixed into a new color. And I lost some of the colors in these because the colors I used, these two colors I think got lost. You don't see the yellow pearl, and you don't see this copper metallic. You mostly see, and I also had orange. I had orange in there too. I just realized that. So that got lost too. And it was just the kind of the berry color and the gold seemed to take over. And I think that's interesting. That doesn't happen as much when you pour from a cup. So that is just kind of my thoughts. I don't think this is necessary. I am going to try the stripy thing because I think that could be one thing that it does. I feel like I have a Beetlejuice design in my mind with the black and the white stripes. Could be really fun. So maybe I'll try that this afternoon. We'll see. Um, let's see. Oh, pumpkin spice and everything nice. Perfect. I like that. I'm just going back through the comments because I'm missing some. Your daughter uses ChatGPT to list what she wants to cook. Oh, even cooler. You just like whatever you have in the house. And then it organizes it, gives her a grocery list, helps her with, oh, wow, that's awesome. Okay. Available ingredients, and it can come up with some good ideas. That's amazing. That makes me feel like I might be successful. Possibly. I really like cooking is just not, and I think I've gotten worse because my husband is such a good cook. It has made me probably lazy. I don't try as hard because he just comes in here and like he's the cook that like can whip anything up. Like he doesn't need ChatGPT. He just looks in the fridge and the pantry and just goes and comes up with great stuff. So, not that I'm competing or anything, but he definitely is winning at that in our house. Although the kids know that I can bake, so that is something. My mom came, was it last weekend? Last weekend, and brought some fresh peaches from her neighbor. And it was a lot of them, and she warned me that they wouldn't last for very long. So I made not a peach cobbler, a peach crumble. And the recipe was online from the Pioneer Woman. And it turned out really good. And my oldest son came in and he's like, what smells good in here? And I was like, oh, it's not me, right? And he's like, no, you can bake, you just can't cook. Like it came out so easily and so honest. And I am not offended by it because that's okay. I will take it. I will take the baking ribbon. Although my husband can bake too, so he can do all the things. Let's see what else you got here. You've got the empty nester thing. So you've gotten worse because of the empty nester. Which is interesting because my husband has been joking with me that when we finally are empty nesters, he expects me to get better because it's only us. There's not the pressure of, 5 people. It'll just be the 2 of us. So that'll be interesting to see if that plays out the same way for me. I've got a ways to go before that will occur in our household. These rocks are a lot bumpier than I thought, and I almost wonder if the paint pourer, because they were, oh my gosh, here's a spacing one, guys. Here's a classic, oh gosh, and oh my gosh. Okay, that one's gonna have to get fixed, because look at that. I should have started more over here. But there we go, that's what happens. I'm gonna make the nice bigger. So the spacing on this one is just all messed up. You have no luck at baking because you don't like to measure. That's so funny. So the problem is if I pull out the Dremel, that's the little nail drill. It's right here, actually. I have it. It will take off the background too. I wonder if a little spit will work. Oh, that might make it worse. That is the nice thing about this being a little bit shinier, is I might be able to get that off. And I'm not even going to try and get all of it off, just enough to make that goof up of the N. And then I could add some little, I'm not going to try and do it here, but I could add some little little drawings, maybe a pumpkin or something over here, just to kind of fill in the space. I also like doing little hearts as the dots. Ooh, you make soap? How cool. I would rather paint rocks than cook any day. But you know, we do need to eat, so that is a challenge. Yeah, so I'll add some little doodles to this one to kind of even out the funky spacing. And maybe I might need a thinner paint pen to do the thickening on that. I'm afraid to do it with this one, because if I make it too thick, you're not going to be able to read it, and then big mess, bigger mess. So there's that. Okay, this one I'll have to take a picture and show you how I end up fixing it. Silhouette of a small pumpkin, that's a good idea. Oh, good, Fran, I'm glad those suggestions for the writing will help you. It really is. I mean, I can look back on my, let's see, how long have I been doing this? Almost 8 years, I think now. Almost exactly. I think I started in October of 2017. And when I look back at my first rocks, it's not where I am now. So just the fact that I've been doing it for a long time. Another thing that you can do also is like doodle. If you have like a little notebook or something, I don't know if you work or if you're at work, or, you know, like I'm in Zoom meetings a lot. And so I have the ability to sit there and doodle if I need to, you know, or you can practice writing your name until you get it the way you like it, or experiment with different ways of writing your name or writing. The other thing too, I hadn't thought of this, is you don't need to learn maybe the whole alphabet perfectly, but if you have like go-to words, enough, breathe, peace, calm, like if there are some words that you know you're going to be using over and over, I'm just seeing little spots that didn't get filled in here. Like your go-to words, and then really practice those words and get good at them. And then you're going to feel like you're mastering something if you can get really good. Yeah, the thickening the letters is like such an easy trick that I think people, I don't know how you thought I got to the point or how people thought you got to the point, but just it really takes it to the next level, because you can see like the difference on this one between this script and this script. It makes it pop out. It just looks really cool. So, Mimi, let's do another happy fall, y'all, on this one. Aha, you're retired, so you have an excuse. That's awesome. I have a ways to go to get to that point, but we'll get there. Let's see. So we'll do happy. Hopefully the camera is still not doing its funny tweaking, trying to focus. I also just noticed that my pen is getting some goop on it. It's just got a little bit of stuff along the side. Another thing that's in one of those videos you watched is to work with your own writing. So like write things in your natural writing and then see how can you dress up your own writing. And that makes it feel a little less intimidating because you're not changing things so much. Oh, this is silly. Look at this. My fall came down from my P's. Good grief. Okay, so here's how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to put little notches on my fall letters so that it distinguishes from the script above. That's so funny. I feel like you guys are getting the full nerves on display this morning. Tammy, I'm laughing that you say please and thank you because I do that too. And I feel like that was the recommendation when it first kind of came out, was like, and that's just how I am. Like I say please and thank you to humans. But then I saw something that actually is contributing to that environmental challenge because it's like extra data that's going out there and bouncing off the data centers. So I'm just like, oh, good grief. Like, it's going to confuse me to become rude or become, not even rude, just more, I don't even know what, sterile on the computer. And then what if I become that way in real life? That would stink. Okay. So this one has another spacing issue. Oh my gosh, terrible. Like my letters are just small, big, I'm all over the place here. But this one I think has room for a pumpkin here. So and when I do a pumpkin, it's almost like a chunky heart that doesn't have the point at the bottom. Like that. And then we'll do some lines. Like that, and some little curly cues. So there's our pumpkin. And then I'm going to let that dry a little bit and kind of start thickening. I think we've got enough space to thicken here. And when I'm thickening, I often also go over the thin parts again, just so that it's kind of helps me flow into the thick part. It also gives you an opportunity to kind of fix if there was anything that was not quite as straight as you wanted it, or in that way you can kind of fix if there's, or like I'll start on the skinny part and then that's where I'll come in a little bit inside of the original line to create the thickening. Like that. So you guys will have to let me know if you prefer this version of the live stream, the vertical versus how I've been doing them over at my computer desk. I think I've made some progress on some of the lighting issues over there. I think we might have even had some of the focus problems over there too, but maybe not to this degree. This was definitely easier to just jump in and do it. It's a little harder for me to follow the comments here, but I'm figuring it out. So, hi Diane. So you'll have to let me know. We'll probably play around and do a little bit of both, or maybe this will become more of the spontaneous version because it's easier to just pop on and do it. Let's see. But yeah, I'd be curious to see quality-wise on your end of things how, if there's a preference or if they all work, because it seems like a lot of you are watching them on devices anyway. So, I guess you rotate your device for the horizontal ones, but yeah, if there's a preference or not a preference, I will definitely take that into consideration. And we'll see how we do. Hi, Tina. I didn't see you in there too. I'm sorry if I missed an earlier comment. It's funny. You guys would laugh at me because since I moved the camera up because it was focusing funny, I have to get on my tippy toes to read what you guys are writing or what you're commenting. Okay, so there's another happy fall, y'all. And then let's see, should we do something on this guy? What should we do on this one? We could do a giant "You Are Enough." I feel like I have these go-to quotes and my brain is just completely blank right now. What should we do? Fall, the seasons are changing. Oh, what did I put in the newsletter yesterday? That quote was really good. The trees are about to show us, I'm going to forget the trees are about to show us how something it is. There was two quotes that I found that I debated between, and one of them was something to do with the trees are about to show us how nice it is to let go, or something to that effect. And then the one I put in the newsletter was something about growing into something new, or a season of growth, or see, my memory is shot. Aren't you excited for fall? That would be cute on a small one. I wonder if I have a small one. Or on an orange rock. That's got to go on an orange rock. I need to find an orange rock to do that on. That would be cute. I think I don't believe that the quote had, hi Donna, had an author, so I can mess it up. I'm going to put the trees are about to show us how nice it is to let go. That's what we're going to put on this one. Because I think that is a nice fall sentiment. And we'll do print and some script. So the trees are we have a tree in our front yard that used to be so pretty this time of year. It would turn from green leaves to yellow to like a bright red, kind of like this, and it appears to have died, which really makes me sad, and I don't even know how that happens. And I don't know if it's savable, but it did not produce any leaves in the spring, and it's just bare. I mean, I suppose it'll be useful for Halloween, but so I'm going to do print all the way up until let go. And I think that'll be good because then there's nice space down here too. Yeah, it's a super bummer. I don't know what happened. Because it was getting water. I don't know. I have heard people in our neighborhood talk about like bugs. Like, I don't know if there are certain kind of pests that get into trees and kill them. but that's definitely a real bummer because it was such a pretty tree. Right about this time of year is when the colors would change, and it was just so pretty. So see how funky my letters look there? We're going to fix that with the thickening. Ooh, I always love going down on the side of a rock. I'm just going to put a period there because an exclamation. So my letters, this is a good example of I'm falling for you. That's cute. It just looks kind of funky, but we have the ability to clean it up. So I feel like this one kind of angled weird this way, but I can fix that now. And sometimes I'll like line it out before I fill it in. So that I kind of have an idea of how it's going to look. And then E's are always, my E's always look funny until I fix them. And then the T, we can make a little taller. Come down. And so already that looks better. And then we'll color it in and it's going to look even better. And then you can see where I need to even this out because it's a little bumpy. Come down the thin part, straighten that out. I suppose this is also another area where you can get out of control doing too much. But for the most part, it allows you to fix the funkiness of when you just put the letters down. My E's looking a little weirdly thick over here. And then I like adding a little bit to the curve of these little crosshairs, whatever. Because they're also in a downward motion. So yeah, you can see how it improved it. The L is still a little funky, but it's better than it looked when it first started out. So let's do this G. G's and A's are sometimes weird, but I'll kind of come in and create those lines. I can really feel the shininess of the base coat. And then O's are super easy. Just thicken up that side and then sometimes this little doohickey. And then let's fill it in. And we will be done for the day. Oh, you missed how I did the base coat, Diane. So yesterday's video, if you go, oh, pen's drying up. I released a video yesterday, so this is a paint pour. So I didn't do it here. I had to let them dry overnight before they were ready to do anything too. It's a paint pour, and I used this funky bottle that I got at Michael's. It was kind of a trial and error. So you can go watch that. It's on the page. If you go on to my channel page, and then I think it's in the Fall Rock painting playlist, but then it's also, there are little tabs at the top, and if you go to videos, you can sort by most recent, and it should be the first or second. Now that we have this live, it might be the second one, but it should be right there. It's a paint pour video. So that one will show you exactly how all of the, my pen's dying, how all of the backgrounds came to existence. Oh, okay, Fran. I was in my pajamas till 3 o'clock yesterday, if that makes you feel better. and it was glorious. That's how I know it's been a good day. Have a great day, and thanks for stopping by. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you click the bell, I think when you subscribe, you can click that alert bell and it'll give you the option to alert for everything. Although I have heard in my years on YouTube that that's not necessarily reliable. Probably the most reliable thing you can do to get notified of my stuff is to interact with it a lot. Like if you're watching it a lot, it's going to show you it more often. So that's, I think there's also on the main YouTube homepage, you can sort by subscribers, and it'll pull up your subscribers and kind of their most, or who you're subscribed to rather. And you can see their most recent stuff that way. I'm trying to fit all these in the screen if that'll work, but oh my gosh, to be retired. I can't wait. I love that answer, Tina. No, you are not supposed to take off your pajamas, especially on the weekend. Pajamas all day, it's a sign of a good day. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. This was a good experiment, I think. I think the vertical worked well once we figured out the sound issue. I think I know what I did wrong now that I think about it. So I'll have to listen to the playback and see how the audio was and see if I can improve it or not. But I think it worked well. You guys are a great test group, so thanks for showing up. And I will definitely share some pictures, especially of how I correct this one up. And once they're resined, I think they'll be even prettier once we get some resin on them. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Tammy, I know it's probably time for bed for you. So I will see you in the internet, on the interwebs soon. I'm going to use ChatGPT for dinner tonight, and I'll let you know how it goes. So everybody have a great... Oh, Sammy is waving hi. Hi. He wanted to say hi before it's over. So everyone, I don't know how to turn this off. That's the funny part. So if it just goes off crazy, you'll know why. But have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you online later this week. Everybody take care. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.